Now at 9, our one-on-one interview with Kansas Governor Laura Kelly discussing redistricting and the budget. Plus,
the Pitt State community comes together to honor its veterans. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
The shutdown chaos may be subsiding on Capitol Hill, but not at the airports. I'm Rebecca Castor at Reagan National with the latest on travel impacts coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A police raid on a small-town Kansas newspaper that garnered national attention reaches a conclusion in a court of law. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Marion County has agreed to pay a little more than $3 million and apologize over the raid on the Marion County Record from 2 years ago. The decision stems from an incident back on August 11th, 2023, when the Marion County Police Department and Sheriff's Office seized computers, cell phones, and reporting materials from the newspaper's office. Police also came to the home of the newspaper's owner, Eric Meyer, and took other property. Meyer's 98-year-old mother lived in the house at the time. She died the next day. A result, Meyer says, was from the stress from the raid. He believed the raid stemmed from a complaint that the Record had illegally obtained information about a local business owner and a city council vote concerning a liquor license. The raid on the paper drew national attention to the town of about 1,900 people. It also led to multiple lawsuits against Marion County authorities and elected officials, and even a criminal charge against the former Marion police chief. Meyer says he hopes the size of the payment is large enough to discourage similar actions against news organizations in the future. An attorney representing the county commission, the sheriff, and his former deputy has yet to comment on that decision. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly wraps up her state budget tour this week, yesterday stopping in Pittsburgh. She also sat down with KOAM's Blake Gully to discuss the challenges her administration faces as she heads into her final legislative session.
Things have really changed in Topeka over the past couple of years, where the legislature has decided to do their own budget and not pay much attention to my budget, which is, I'm statutorily required to present a budget. It's the way it's always been for decades upon decades. And things have started to take a turn for the worse.
Governor Kelly says her statewide tour isn't just about the budget, it's about hearing what matters most to Kansans. She says whether it's improving schools, fixing roads and bridges, or addressing water needs out west, people want to know their voices count. This is why the governor says she's rejecting the Republican-led push to realign voting districts.
It is inappropriate, perhaps unconstitutional, but definitely the wrong thing to do. It's supposed to be one person, one vote, and that can be determined by knowing where your people are and how many people are there. So doing it, 5 years in between census means you don't have good data. Things change in 5 years, and so it's almost impossible to do it well.
Regarding the next governor of Kansas, Kelly says she hasn't really given the future of the Democratic Party a whole lot of thought. Blake Gully, KOAM News.
You can hear more from our exclusive interview with the governor from Blake Gully. That's on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Right now, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, definitely turned out to be a nice one for us today. Quite a bit warmer than what we have seen over the past couple days. We had quite a bit of sunshine, a few little clouds kind of skirting through right along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line. But overall, it's going to be quiet tonight. A little chilly temps, upper 30s to near 40. But Wednesday looks fantastic. Check this out, upper 60s, maybe 2 or 3, 4 degrees warmer than what we did see today. By tomorrow night, a few mid and upper level clouds kind of stream through, but even warmer, mid 70s as we go into Thursday afternoon. All right, so for us today, you got to think yesterday, we only made it up in the afternoon to 37 degrees. We hit 66 today. We started at 30, average high of 60 degrees. We're going to talk more about those 70s here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. A grateful nation honors those who served. Ceremonies marking Veterans Day brought folks out across our nation today, including right here in our area. We start our coverage of Veterans Day events in Carthage tonight. The city threw its Veterans Day parades a few hours ago. Businesses, organizations, schools, and more turned out for this year's parade, which took place in the evening as a special way to light up the night in tribute to those who serve and continue to serve our country. Missouri Southern State University honored service members today as the Patriot Guard Riders rolled onto campus for a special Veterans Day celebration. That event featured music from the MSSU Brass Quintet and remarks from State Senator Jill Carter and Gary Gray, a U.S. Navy Vietnam veteran and ride captain with the Southwest Missouri Patriot Guard.
When I joined in 2009, a family member's son had been killed in Afghanistan. I didn't know the veteran himself, but I knew his mom and dad. So I felt it was my place as a veteran to honor him and the sacrifice he made.
Gray says joining the Patriot Guard Riders is about showing respect for those who have served before us and making sure their service is never forgotten. Pitt State also honored local veterans today with its annual Veterans Day ceremony. KOIM's Kenny Foreman tells us what the day truly means to the community.
Every Veterans Day since 2004, members of the Pitt State community gathered right here at the PSU Veterans Memorial to honor the men and women who have served their country. For a school that has seen plenty of military members walk through its doors, paying homage is important.
We have a lot of students who have gone on to serve in the military and come back, give back, and serve in their communities. It's important because they do provide everyday support within our communities.
The keynote speaker, PSU grad and Purple Heart recipient Dr. Carol Meza.
Freedom is never free. It is earned, it is protected, and it is carried forward by those who are willing to put others before themselves. May we honor that freedom not just with our words, but with our actions.
The founder of the Outside the Wire Veterans Foundation, Meza felt inspired to share a message to the local sixth graders in attendance that there are plenty of ways they can serve.
You don't have to wear a uniform, you don't have to have a certain job to serve your community. You can start at a young age, and I just felt it was the perfect timing to relate that message to them, especially because they were our largest population today.
And the university hopes the youngsters leave with a better understanding of the foundation of their country.
It's very important for us to share those lessons. It's not just something that's contemporary, it is something that we have built upon, our country has built upon over time, and of course we will have the need for the future as well to make sure that our freedoms are maintained.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Those interested in adding a name to the memorial paving stones can contact the PSU Office of Advancement. Coming up, an effort to make crypto safer for average investors.
Cryptocurrency faces a possible overhaul with the new Senate draft bill. I'm Darren Batella on Capitol Hill. We'll have the latest coming up.
But up first, tired of tossing and turning, new research shows how much daily exercise you need for quality rest. The CDC says proper sleep is crucial for good health. Well, now a new study reveals how physical activity can improve your sleep quality. Fox News' Ted Lidner explores how exercise influences the quality of your rest.
Tired of tossing and turning? Well, the results of a new study may provide the keys to unlocking better rest. According to research from the University of Texas at Austin, exercising every day could improve sleep quality, especially deep sleep, where the body and mind can recover from the day.
The more days people engaged in moderate to vigorous physical activity, the better their sleep quality was, and specifically the more deep non-REM sleep they got at the beginning of the night.
The REM in REM sleep stands for rapid eye movement. It's a sleeping phase where vivid dreams usually occur and where the brain is more active.
We found that more physical activity is associated with this increase in non-REM sleep early in the night. And in turn, that's associated with these improvements in mood and well-being the next day.
Study participants wore Fitbits for several months, letting teams explore how their daily activity influenced their sleep.
This is what we were looking at specifically. If you pack all your activity into just 1 or 2 days versus if you're spreading it across many days of the week. And what we found was that indeed spreading your activity across the week was what led to improvements in sleep.
But while light activity, like walking, can help, you may need to kick it up a notch.
If you're getting at least 10 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per day, then you're going to see these improvements. If you're no longer able to comfortably engage in a conversation while having that exercise, then that's how you know you're in this moderate to vigorous category.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
An outbreak of infant botulism linked to baby formula appears to be growing. Federal and state health officials are reporting at least 15 babies in 12 states have been sickened since August, with the most recent cases just this month. Organic formula maker ByHeart is now recalling all batches of its whole nutrition infant formula cans and anywhere packs. Symptoms of infant botulism include poor feeding, loss of head control, and difficulty swallowing.
It's looking fairly clear, like, public health has got this right. And a good thing is that they've recalled all the product. And so the downside is that the incubation period can be up to 7 weeks. And so kids that consumed the product a week ago may not show signs or symptoms for another month and a half. And obviously that's super concerning to parents.
All 15 affected infants were hospitalized and treated with antibodies. No deaths were reported. ByHeart says anyone with the formula in their home should stop using it immediately and throw it out. Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, President Trump proposes 50-year mortgages.
Well, it turned out to be a great Tuesday for us today after a cold Monday. Much warmer outside today, about 25 to 30, even a little over that. Degrees warmer today than what we saw yesterday. Not much going on here in the Central Plains. Pretty calm. We're going to stay pretty calm as we go through the next several days. We just have a few clouds kind of skirting through right along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line. Besides that, pretty calm over the next couple days. Let me walk you through time. We're going to go through the night. I'm going to stop this early on Wednesday morning. Chilly. Temperatures near 40 degrees. The winds are going to be light tomorrow, kind of variable across the region. Mid 60s by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us 67, 68, maybe 69 degrees during the afternoon. Tomorrow night, we get some mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming through. So here's Thursday morning, not as cold, lower 40s, and then partly sunny skies on Thursday, but check this out. Mid 70s during the afternoon, which is pretty good. So we'll definitely take that. And then not near as cold as we go into Thursday night and into Friday morning. We only drop back mid to upper 50s. All right, the winds are going to be light on Wednesday. So they were strong today, light tomorrow, but pick back up as we go into Thursday. Look at these southerly winds kind of gusting near 20, 25, maybe 30 at times late Thursday night into Friday. In return for you, our temperatures will start to warm up. 40 to start, 66 by noon, high temp, right around 67 degrees. Let's continue this trend. As we go into Friday, mid 70s, pretty hard to beat. As we go into Saturday, look at this, upper 70s, even some 80s once you get down toward Veneta, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. So Saturday is going to be fantastic. Can we do it again on Sunday? Pretty much. Mid to upper 70s again on Sunday. Now, Sunday night, we have a storm system that it's weak, but it kind of develops as it pushes by. So we're kind of on the fringe of possibly getting some showers. So we're going to keep our eyes on that, but most of the rain is going to be central and eastern parts of Missouri. We cool down next Tuesday, and then look at this. A wetter storm system gets in here. So this is late Wednesday, next Thursday night into Friday, we'll see better chances to get showers and thunderstorms. Let's go upstairs in the atmosphere. Here's our 500 millibar chart, which means about 18,000 feet. Right now, we have a northwest flow, meaning it's out of the northwest or out of Canada. But look at this ridge building in as we go through the next few days. That's why we're going to be dry. That's why we're going to start to warm up. Here comes our weak wave. Late Sunday into Monday, it passes on by, but look at this deeper system across the western third of the country. That should be our wetter system. as we get through the middle of next week. All right, let's go 67, 68 tomorrow, 72 on Thursday, 75 Friday, 78 Saturday. Rain chances and starting to cool down a bit as we go into Sunday and Monday, and then a little bit cooler the second half of next week.
Doug, thanks. Hey, a reminder, beginning tomorrow, Joplin's Ewart Park is going to be closed for renovations. The $10 million makeover will bring several major upgrades, including a new splash park, playground, and an ice skating rink during the winter months. City officials say the goal is to modernize the park while honoring its century-old legacy in the community. The project is funded through the city's Parks and Stormwater Sales Tax and is expected to be completed in mid to late 2026. Coming up next, a home loan covering half a century.
The White House is defending President Trump's proposal to create a 50-year mortgage. I'm Mike Emanuel in Washington. I've got the details coming up.
Frontenac's first public library hosts its grand opening ceremony today. The $4.5 million facility features 14,000 books, digital resources, and a community room. Today's ribbon cutting celebrates the completion of a project that began in 2022.
Everybody had a hand in on this project in the city of Frontenac. The whole town came together, and as I said when I was speaking before the ribbon cutting, this is the city of Frontenac's living room.
The library also houses the new Heritage Hall Museum and McKay Street Coffee House. President Trump is tackling the affordability crisis with a focus on lowering the cost of housing. And his first proposal is the creation of a 50-year mortgage. But not everyone thinks that's a good idea. Fox News chief correspondent Mike Emanuel has details.
It's not even a big deal. I mean, you know, you go from 40 to 50 years.
President Trump is brushing aside criticism of his latest proposal to tackle the housing crisis, allowing homeowners to purchase a 50-year mortgage. The average age of a first-time home buyer in the U.S. is 33, meaning buyers will be well into their 80s by the time the mortgage is paid off. But the president says it's just another tool to make homeownership more affordable.
Some people had a 40 and then now they have a 50. All it means is you pay less per month, you pay it over a longer period of time.
The president claims the new rules are needed because rates went up under President Biden. And Trump says Fed Chair Jerome Powell isn't moving fast enough to lower them. Housing affordability was a big issue on the campaign trail, and the administration is pushing back on critics who say 50 years is just too long.
Wouldn't that be the same as essentially renting?
No, it wouldn't, because you would basically build equity.
And some realtors say the idea is not a realistic approach, pointing out monthly savings would be minimal and housing is expensive now because of low inventory and high building costs, not mortgage rates.
I don't think there are a ton of people who, for them, the difference between buying a home and not buying a home is the $200 a month that they would save.
President Trump also says he's considering taking federal mortgage backers Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae public, saying the feds should not be in the mortgage business. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Wendy's says it plans to begin closing U.S. stores over the next few months to increase profitability and improve remaining restaurants. The move comes as budget-conscious consumers are cutting back on spending due to inflation. Wendy's currently has more than 6,000 locations in the U.S. According to its website, the closings could impact hundreds of them. Expanding of food stamp benefits during the COVID-19 pandemic was successful at reducing child hunger. A study published in the British Medical Journal found when Congress increased SNAP benefits by 15% during the pandemic, the odds of child hunger decreased by 20%. The impact was even greater in Hispanic households and households with 6 or more people. Coming up next, Santa's elves team up with Joplin Parks and Rec to collect Christmas letters to Santa.
If you've got the car, we've got the buyers. Nowhere else but Roper
to community service.
Hey kids, it's time to let Santa know what you want for Christmas. Santa's elves have teamed up once again with Joplin's Parks and Rec Department to collect letters to Mr. Kringle starting tomorrow, November 12th, and running through December 11th. One park official says she loves the kids' approach to writing such important letters.
I just enjoy seeing their face and not the imagination, but like their dreams coming to fruition, telling Santa like what they want, what they've always wanted. I think that's really cute and sweet.
Kids can drop off their letters at 3 locations: the Joplin Parks and Rec office on 1st Street, Academy Sports on Range Line, and Joplin History and Mineral Museum on Schifferdecker. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. A new bill aims to make crypto safer for the average investor, and flight cancellations cost the airlines millions as we await the reopening of the government.
The Big Bang Theory, tonight at 10.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Dow Quick. An end to the government shutdown might be on the horizon, but its impacts will linger, especially at airports and on Capitol Hill. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more on what to expect if you're flying soon.
We're opening up our country. Should have never been closed. Should have never been closed.
But that reopening is still a few days away, and it's going to take some time before everything's back to normal, especially when it comes to flying.
I'm concerned that we're not going to have on day one controllers come back into the towers right away. I'm asking them to do that. President Trump has asked them to do that.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the data will determine when the FAA can return to its normal flight capacity, leaving travelers anxious in the meantime.
I have been checking this flight for many days now, trying to see, is it going to be delayed? Is it going to be canceled? What's my backup plan?
Saturday was a disaster. I tried to get from Charleston to here on Saturday and everything was canceled.
On Capitol Hill, it's a different kind of turbulence. Some Democrats think it's time for a new captain in the Senate, even though Minority Leader Chuck Schumer voted against the deal. On X, Congressman Ro Khanna says he's no longer effective and should be replaced. And Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib agrees, adding he failed to meet this moment and is out of touch with the American people.
Republicans now own this health care crisis. They knew it was coming. We wanted to fix it. Republicans said no, and now it's on them.
Senate Republicans have promised to vote on health care next month. But for now, more than 8,000 flights across the U.S. have been canceled since Friday, leading to millions of dollars in losses for the airlines. At Reagan National Airport, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Now, after voting for the spending bill, Senator Roger Marshall says his focus now is on giving Kansans more control and transparency in how they pay for health care.
Some $35 billion that we've been giving to insurance companies, we want to give that to patients, to consumers. We want to put that in your own healthcare savings account and allow you to make choices of where you want your healthcare. The other piece we're going to add is a price tag bill. So we are going to force every hospital, imaging center, laboratory to show patients what their prices are before you had that surgery done.
Healthcare has been a point of debate between Republicans and Democrats, with both sides clashing over how to lower costs and expand access without adding to the federal deficit. Major changes could be coming to the cryptocurrency industry as a draft bill seeks to overhaul how it's regulated. The legislation, however, still has a long way to go. Fox News correspondent Darren Botello has more.
The Senate Agriculture Committee making big news here on Capitol Hill, releasing the long-awaited and bipartisan discussion draft for cryptocurrencies. The efforts led by Chair John Boozman, the Republican senator from Arkansas, and Ranking Member Cory Booker, the Democrat senator from New Jersey, and would mark major progress toward a comprehensive crypto market structure framework that lawmakers say would make the market safer for the average investor to buy and sell crypto. The draft bill is notable in that it focuses on giving the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, the power to regulate digital asset commodities like Bitcoin, and partially shifting cryptocurrency oversight away from the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC.
Crypto is an incredibly important opportunity for America's future. If we don't lead on crypto, other countries will fill that void.
Senator Booker sent us this statement saying these are steps to protect consumers, while adding in part, this discussion draft is a first step and we still have significant work to do before advancing the legislation out of committee and eventually to the Senate floor. Now, the Ag Committee's bill needs to be combined with its counterpart from the Senate Banking Committee before it can advance to the Senate floor. And the White House responding with AI and crypto czar David Sachs posting on X saying that the U.S. is now one step closer to becoming the crypto capital of the world. On Capitol Hill, Darren Botello, Fox Business.
Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. Plus,
major changes could be coming to Olympic policy on transgender athletes. I'm Greg Belgott in London. That's my story coming up.
Quapaw is seen by the Center for the Arts.
Well, it turned out to be a great Tuesday for us today after a cold Monday. Much warmer outside today, about 25 to 30, even a little over that. Degrees warmer today than what we saw yesterday. Not much going on here in Central Plains. Pretty calm. We're going to stay pretty calm as we go through the next several days. We just have a few clouds kind of skirting through right along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line. Besides that, pretty calm over the next couple days. Let me walk you through time. We're going to go through the night. I'm going to stop this early on Wednesday morning. Chilly. Temperatures near 40 degrees. The winds are going to be light tomorrow, kind of variable across the region. Mid-60s by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us 67, 68, maybe 69 degrees during the afternoon. Tomorrow night, we get some mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming through. So here's Thursday morning, not as cold, lower 40s, and then partly sunny skies on Thursday, but check this out. Mid-70s during the afternoon, which is pretty good. So we'll definitely take that. And then not near as cold as we go into Thursday night and into Friday morning. We only drop back mid to upper 50s. All right, the winds are going to be light on Wednesday. So they were strong today, light tomorrow, but pick back up as we go into Thursday. Look at these southerly winds kind of gusting near 20, 25, maybe 30 at times late Thursday, Thursday night into Friday. In return for you, our temperatures will start to warm up. 40 to start, 66 by noon, high temp, right around 67 degrees. Let's continue this trend. As we go into Friday, mid 70s, pretty hard to beat. As we go into Saturday, look at this, upper 70s, even some 80s once you get down toward Veneta, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. So Saturday is going to be fantastic. Can we do it again on Sunday? Pretty much. Mid to upper 70s again on Sunday. Now, Sunday night, we have a storm system that it's weak, but it kind of develops as it pushes by. So we're kind of on the fringe of possibly getting some showers. So we're going to keep our eyes on that, but most of the rain is going to be central and eastern parts of Missouri. We cool down next Tuesday, and then look at this. A wetter storm system gets in here. So this is late Wednesday, next Thursday, Thursday night into Friday, we'll see better chances to get showers and thunderstorms. Let's go upstairs in the atmosphere. Here's our 500 millibar chart, which means about 18,000 feet. Right now, we have a northwest flow, meaning it's out of the northwest or out of Canada. But look at this ridge building in as we go through the next few days. That's why we're going to be dry. That's why we're going to start to warm up. Here comes our weak wave. Late Sunday into Monday, it passes on by, but look at this deeper system across the western third of the country. That should be our wetter system as we get through the middle of next week. All right, let's go 67, 68 tomorrow, 72 on Thursday, 75 Friday, 78 Saturday. Rain chances and starting to cool down a bit as we go into Sunday and Monday, and then a little bit cooler the second half of next week.
Doug, thanks. Tell ahead, Missouri Southern and Pitt State take to the gridiron on Saturday for MIAA conference games. The Lions host Washburn University. The Gorillas are on the road to take on number 12 Northwest Missouri.
The Missouri Southern Lions will take the field one last time on Saturday when they battle Washburn at home in their senior day matchup. It's been a season of ups and downs for the Lions. Coming off a 2-win campaign a year ago, MSSU wanted to change the culture and get back to being a winning program. While the Lions' 3-7 record fell short of their expectations, head coach Atiba Bradley emphasized the growth from this season and is proud of the steps his team took in the right direction.
I'm proud of where these guys have taken us, and I know we're in a result-oriented business. I know we're focused on wins and losses, but the amount of progress that we've made in a year has been remarkable. I think after finishing last year, I don't know that anyone would have picked us to be in any ball game.
Saturday's matchup with Washburn marks the last time some players will ever put on a Lion uniform. Guys like Zach Bergman, Nathan Glades, and Draper Parker, they've been integral parts of the program for 4+ years. And the motivation heading into the battle against the Ichabods is to give the seniors a proper send-off.
Some of these guys will never put a helmet on again. And some of them, you might have a few guys go play Crusaders, but there is nothing like a locker room. There's nothing like the amount of preparation that goes into 11 opportunities. It's just making sure that these guys walk out of here with their heads held high. They wear their letter jackets because they're proud of the institution that they poured into and that poured into them.
The Lions and Ichabods clash at Fred G. Hughes Stadium on Saturday. Kickoff at 1 p.m. from Joplin. A share of the MIAA title is on the line this Saturday for the Pitt State Gorillas when they face Northwest Missouri State. And this rivalry matchup is being played at a neutral site inside Children's Mercy Park, the home of Sporting Kansas City. Children's Mercy Park is familiar to hosting some football games. Just last year, the Kansas Jayhawks played 2 non-conference matchups at the stadium. From 2014 to 2017, Children's Mercy Park was the site of the Division II football championship, where the title game attendance was broken in 2015. And this historic rivalry is known to be played on the big stage, as 13 of their big matchups have been played at Arrowhead Stadium. Talking with Sporting KC's Senior Director of Events, Alicia Lawson, she expressed the organization's excitement for Saturday.
We are very excited to do this. Last year we hosted KU football. The energy in the stadium is always really great at Children's Mercy Park, but with football and marching bands and cheerleaders, it is a really, really exciting environment to be in out there. And we are just so excited to have this historic matchup back at Children's Mercy Park.
Sporting hopes that this isn't a one-year deal. The organization wants the Pitt State-Northwest Missouri State rivalry to become a yearly tradition at Children's Mercy Park, with fans packing the stadium to see 2 of the most decorated programs in Division II football history.
It's really special to us. We were really, really honored and excited to be able to bring them back here. We hope it's going to come back next year as well. We hope it's a long-standing relationship, and we think that Children's Mercy Park provides just the ultimate guest experience, and fans can expect to have a really fun, exciting, loud time.
Saturday is the 58th meeting between the Gorillas and Bearcats. Kickoff at 1:30 from Kansas City. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
We're still more than 2 years away from the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles, but potential changes to Olympic gender policy could determine who is eligible to compete. Fox News senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has more.
3 months before the Winter Games, the International Olympic Committee is moving towards a complete ban on transgender women in female events. The Times of London reports the policy switch could be announced at the next IOC session in February and could take effect in time for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles.
One of the things that we're looking for in this policy is sex screenings or sex tests. Ultimately to prove if someone is male or female. It is a very, very simple cheek swab that would determine whether you are male or female based on your chromosomes.
The IOC has previously left it up to individual sports to decide how to determine gender eligibility. But a science committee reportedly told members last week that being born male continues to provide physical advantages. In recent years, similar moves have been made by other sports federations, as well as President Trump, who signed an executive order banning transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. The potential change follows a major controversy of the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, where 2 boxers won gold medals in the women's division, despite previously allegedly failing gender tests. Both fighters maintained they are women.
The whole process, as I understand it, is flawed from the very beginning, from the conception of the test to how the tests were shared with us, how the tests have become public.
The IOC says it's continuing discussions on the topic and has not made a final decision. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Up next, new movies and shows hit streaming with something for everyone. Comedy, horror, and drama are among the latest digital DVD and music releases available to add to your home library. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin runs down the list of what's new in home entertainment.
Oh no, not again. The body swap comedy Freakier Friday tops the list of new home releases. The sequel reunites Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan as Tess and Anna Coleman, who face another magical switch turning two families upside down.
You, Frank, are the best of the best.
Liam Neeson picks up the badge in the Naked Gun reboot, playing the son of Leslie Nielsen's iconic detective out to solve a murder and save his police squad.
The future of Downton Abbey is now in Mary's hands.
Downton Abbey, the grand finale, follows the Crawleys through scandal, financial trouble, and change in the summer of 1930 as the staff prepares for a new chapter.
There are a lot of people saying you could be the next great quarterback.
The sports horror thriller Him centers on a rising football star recovering from an injury under the guidance of his hero until things take a dark turn.
I think something's happening to us.
Allison Brie and Dave Franco star in the horror film together as a couple settling into the country life until a mysterious dark force threatens both their relationship and survival.
Buckle your seatbelt.
A cat-sitting favor lands Austin Butler in a deadly chase through New York's criminal underworld in the thriller Caught Stealing.
This is the site of Spinal Tap's reunion concert.
Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, brings the band back together 41 years after the original mockumentary as they search for a drummer and prep for a reunion concert.
This is going to be a new era for the morning show.
Small screen favorites to own the morning show seasons 1 and 2 box set stars Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon navigating media scandals and power plays. In music, 5 Seconds of Summer drops their 6th album, Everyone's a Star. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of grizzly bears lolling around in the water at the Oakland Zoo. Let's make it a great tomorrow.